How are you on this fabulous hump day?
I am hot. Humping hot.
It is so fucking hot.
It is.
Am I allowed to say fuck?
I go for it. I like it.
I think that makes our podcast explicit.
I think it does. We love a little explicit.
Yeah, we do.
If you have kids nearby, you might want to mute it. Put your headphones on.
Unless they don't mind the F-bomb.
Yeah. I mean, it's your call.
All right.
Okay, welcome. So I am Kaci Carlson.
I am Kalina Converse.
And we are
Medium Mixology. Woo, that feels good.
It does feel good.
I'm ready for this drink.
Okay.
What are we having today?
So we have a chili margarita, lime,
Ooh,
just traditional margarita on the rocks, lots of ice.
We would have had tahini, but I forgot it.
That's okay. We'll just imagine it. Oh, our toast.
Oh.
Okay. Sip and see.
Spirits and mediums. Wild and free. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So if you guys want to join with us, grab a drink, whatever drink you would like, and we're going to hang out together.
Yeah.
We're going to visit. We're going to laugh, maybe cry. Who knows?
Tell some stories.
Tell some good ghost stories, maybe.
Yeah.
Not ghosts. I know it's spirit, but ghost just sounds fun. You know, ghost stories.
Kaci.
What?
Let's tell them about what happened when we went to the restaurant for lunch.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you go.
Okay, so we're sitting there and we're with a group of friends and we're ordering lunch and the waitress is coming around and I lean over and I say to Kaci, what are you getting?
And I was like, oh, okay, hold on. I feel like she is like super hardworking. She's feeling clean. It's like, no, you're reading the server. What are you getting for lunch?
I was totally, and it took me a minute. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you went like inward and upward.
Oh, I did.
Inward and upward. You're like looking up and you're like,
I'm
okay.
looking up. I'm trying to see what comes
You're
in.
feeling it. And I'm just like, no, I mean like food wise, what are you going to eat for lunch?
She's like, look at the damn menu, not the server.
But it's so funny because only we would like, when you hang out with psychics.
Yeah. Like, I get it, girl. I get you.
I know. It's so funny.
Yeah, it is.
Didn't you have a fun story with your son this week?
Ooh, I did. Okay, so this could be my chills of the week.
Oh.
And then I want to hear yours.
You have a lot of chills this week.
I do. This week has been wild. I don't know what's going on. So I was getting ready to walk down the hall. I'm coming around the corner and I see something walk across from my laundry room into this like big walk-in closet we have. And not something. I see what looked like a dark shadow, a shorter though, child size walking into the closet. And I paused, and here's how I know I've been, I guess the word would be progressing. I've been working really hard on recognizing that even if it's a dark spirit, they're not actually dark. I saw it as a shadow, right? But it wasn't. So I stopped and checked in. I'm like, how do I feel? And I felt good. I felt fine. I felt safe. And so I walked down the hallway and I got closer to where the spirit was and I walked into that closet. Well, I called my son in. He's 12. This kid he taps into every sense, every Clair. It's amazing. I was talking to a friend about him and she's like, I think he's a shaman. Really, since he was a baby, everyone would say there's something different. Like, there's something special about him. You can feel it when you hold this baby. And as he's gotten older, we all say the same thing.
I want to meet him.
Oh, I want you to meet him. I feel like three of us in the same room, we'd be channeling all kinds of stuff.
We should have him on the podcast.
We should. And he's such a love. He's just pure love. It almost makes it hard for him to hang out with other kids. And he's a 12-year-old boy.
He's like an old soul.
He is. He's an old soul and he's very empathetic. So he's very careful what he says to people. He picks up on all the energy in the room. Yeah. And he just vibrates very high. We say he takes walks with Jesus. He's all light, just all light and love.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So he's a sweetheart. And I was like, hey, Logan, come here really quick. Come in this room and like, what do you feel? And he was like, why? Did you see something? Did you see a spirit? And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure if it was a spirit, if it was ET, extraterrestrial, like, what are you getting? And he was like, I don't know. Hold on. I feel like it's a kid. I feel like it's a little girl. And I was like, oh, okay. And at first he was like, well, what do you want me to do? And so back up, I said, well, close your eyes, give yourself a minute, kind of check in. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? And that's when he said, I feel like it was a little girl. He said, I feel like I'm on one of those rides at a playground where it's circling around. Those ones you would get on and you spin your friends in a circle till you almost throw up, you know? He's like, I feel like I'm on that ride with her and we're going around and around. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I checked in. I'm like, what am I feeling? I was like, yeah, I think you're right. But I think it was a little girl, which is why what I saw was shorter.
Yeah.
It wasn't as tall, like an adult size. And so, yeah, that was really cool.
That's amazing.
That was definitely gave me chills.
You know, what's interesting is we moved a couple years ago, and the house we moved into had a spirit, and it was a little boy. And I would wake up at night, and he would be at the end of my bed or by the doorway. Aww. And he would run. Little kid spirits run.
Yes,
a lot.
They're quick.
Yeah, they're fast. It's the high vibration, right?
Yeah.
And so he would run. And I would wake up, and I'd be like, oh, there he is. And Andrew would be like, you're crazy. Go to bed. But one day we were driving in the car, and all 8 of my family members were in the car.
All 8, you guys.
Yeah, all my kids and my husband.
Yeah.
And my husband said something along the lines of, well, since our house is haunted. And I looked at him and I said, why would you say that? Our house is not haunted.
Yeah.
And he goes, you see spirits in our house. What do you call that?
Pretty sure that makes it haunted.
No, I know, but I never considered
Yeah.
that it was haunted because I don't associate it with being when I think haunted, I think Hollywood.
Yes. It's like how I said to say, oh, I saw a ghost and haunted and ghost stories. That's not, it's not how it really is. And it makes it dark and negative.
And so when he called it haunted, I was like, what? Why would you put that in the kid's head? And he was like, you see a little boy all the time, in our house who is not there. What do you call that? And I was
a cute little boy. That's what I call it.
Yeah, there's just a cute little spirit. And he's like, that's.
Yes. He's like, I called it haunted. You call it a cute little boy. It's fine.
I know. It's so funny. But yeah, I do. And we since moved houses, so we're no longer in that house. But it's just funny how different people call it different things or get different feelings or vibes or have different impressions of how spirit or ghosts or that realm is.
Yes. And I feel like mine has shifted over the years. Kalina's been a really big help with that. And I've tried to, like I already said, to take back what I'm seeing, what my physical eyesight is seeing, and tap into more to what am I actually feeling? What is this? Is this dark or is it not really dark, but it looks like it to me because it's foreign to just see a spirit walk by. It can be alarming. Yeah. And so this same week, Logan, he walked into my room. It was 2 something in the morning and he just woke up randomly. He fell asleep on the couch in the living room. He woke up and he started walking down the hall and he went to walk into my room because he was just feeling a little anxious, a little nervous. And he opened my bedroom door and he saw something. I think it was that little girl, now that we're talking, run from my dresser into my husband's closet. He said, Mom, it was almost like old school TV, glitching. And to me, that makes me, right? Maybe he saw the light coming through.
Yep.
But he even heard though.
He
heard it stepping.
Yeah, it's so fast. It's the vibrational frequency is so crazy fast that you have to be ready to receive it and your vibration has to be high. Yeah. And I believe that children's vibration is high. Their veil between this world and the next is thinner because they haven't had those worldly
experiences and traumas.
To make them
heavier, denser, more low vibration.
Yes.
They're still so innocent and pure. They vibrate more like that 4D, 5D frequency.
Yeah. And especially you had mentioned in a past podcast, you had these skills as a child and you kind of shut them out. And you almost have to over believe when you are learning to re-tap into this.
Yeah.
So instead of, did I see a spirit? It's more of a, yes, I saw a spirit. Now let me try and tap into that and see, hear, feel, know what that spirit was.
Yeah, I love that because to me, that's kind of more what you would say when you're manifesting. It's not, I think I saw this. I thought I heard that. No, I heard, I saw, I felt what you're saying. So I'm really trying to work on that.
Yeah, you're doing great. And it's a crazy test of your skill level coming up here and being able to protect your energy when we go to Jerome Grand Hotel, one of the most haunted hotels in all of America.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. I am so scared to go. I will say it. I own that. I am nervous. I told Kalina, be ready to spoon with me, girl, because you're going to have a buddy in your bed. I'm going to be right by you the whole time.
Love it. Yes. Yeah. It'll be so fun.
Yes. We need to take you guys with us. Hopefully we can squeeze something in there, maybe a short little podcast or something.
Absolutely. And then we're going to Salem.
Salem's going to be amazing.
So Jerome is more of like the stepping stone. Let's test Kaci to see if she can like protect her energy.
Yes.
And then we're going to go into Salem, which is very dense energy, right? Lots of crazy stuff happen there.
I think that's going to be heavy.
No, because you're going to protect.
I am. I'm going to protect. I'm going to tap into more of that light, that high vibrational frequency. Listen, I'm going to have earbuds in. I will be listening to all the binaural beats, high frequency, everything. I've got to just stay in that higher
and
level.
You can just hold my hand.
Yes, I will, my girl. Help me.
I've got you.
You do. I am really excited. I am. And we're definitely going to do a podcast.
Yeah, there's so much fun stuff coming up.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
Like across the United States.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
And then we'll see where we go after
We're
that.
taking this thing on the road, y'all.
Yeah, we are. Like and subscribe so we can go to all of the hotels.
All right. Help us out.
Right? That's so fun.
Yeah. So, okay. So what's your chills of the week? Is something coming up for you?
Yeah. Okay. So this is a fun one.
Okay.
I was sitting in the bathtub, as I often am.
We love a good bath story. I'm grabbing another sip here. Kalina's in the bath.
Naked.
Okay.
Why are all my stories I'm naked?
I mean, are we surprised? Just joking. And speaking of, if you guys are watching on YouTube, I am so jealous of this lady's. Okay, her boobs, man, they're all natural and they're just like out today. She knows I'm obsessed.
I know. It's so funny. I love
small
your
baby
boobs.
club hair. All the tiny little sized ones.
I mean, when they're so big, they just kind of protrude out everything.
But that's amazing.
But if I wear like if I wear anything with like a neckline, it makes me feel like I'm in a turtleneck and I'm suffocating. So I just like have to like.
Yes. My sister says that.
Yeah.
She's bigger breasted too. And she's like, Case, I can't do the higher neck ones like you can. And anything pushing them up because I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I'm like, I don't know what that feels like.
I gotta let my throat chakra out, my heart chakra shine.
You guys feel like you're suffocating. I feel like I'm a boy. I have to like double check. I'm like, you girls still there? I'm like looking down. Is there anything left? My 5 babies sucked all the fat. Any fat I did have, which was just a little bit there because they've always been little. They took it all.
Okay, but you got the beautiful red hair.
You're so sweet. I mean, I'm starting to like it more now. Like I got teased so bad when I was younger.
Really?
And yes.
Oh my
and
gosh.
also because I was missing a teeth. Okay, listen, quick story.
What?
So I was the crazy one because these spirits, when no one feel things, try to keep it to myself. But the few times I would open up, I looked extra crazy because we grew up very poor. So I was wearing hand-me-down clothes that never matched. You should see the photos, you guys. Maybe I'll put a photo, upload it here so you can really picture scraggly red, frizzy, curly hair. I didn't have 2 teeth that grew in on each side of my big front teeth. I never had any. Those canines never came. So toothless, redhead, crazy hair, awful clothes that didn't match. And I went barefoot everywhere like I do now. Barefoot everywhere. And I'm like,
it reminds me of Harry Potter's best friend. What was his name?
Oh, 100%. Oh, I can see him. What is it?
Is it Weasley?
Yes. Yes, Weasley, the bright red head. He was
You're a Weasley.
I totally was a Weasley.
And I'm Harry Potter.
Potter. And then I'm like, guys, did you see that spirit? They're like, you're crazy. You're toothless. You saw nothing. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Your ball.
My ball. That's an expression, right? Like I'm done playing with you. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
Oh, that's
right. I don't know, guys.
I'm all crystal ball, ball.
I mean, which ball are we talking about? All the balls. Which balls? And my husband says I'm the biggest ball buster. So apparently I've always been about the balls. Cheers to balls, guys.
Oh, yes, balls. Balls on hump day.
Perfect.
I love it. That's great.
It's so good. Okay, so sorry. There's my little quick side story.
So I'm in the bath.
She's in the bathtub. Back to her boobs in the bathtub. All right. We're bringing it back home. Here we go.
Okay, chills of the week. Boobs in the bath. Here we go.
I'm here for it.
And I have a sliding barn door.
Okay.
And it has a hook lock on it. So like you latch it. And I had latched it, but I have 5 million children. So I was laying in the bathtub trying to decompress and clear my energy. And all of a sudden the hook latch, it like bounces up and the door slides open.
What?
And I looked out and, logic and reasoning comes in. Like if I had like that inside out, movie.
Uh-huh.
There's like logic and reasoning over
Yes.
here. Like she's like a very type A personality inside my brain. And then there's like the psychic.
The wild one. That's like psychic.
Like, whoa, like spaz. Like,
yes.
oh, yeah.
Yes. Flickers of
We're
light
gonna
everywhere.
name her.
We need to come up with a name. We're going to think about it.
I feel like psychic needs an S name. Like psychic.
Sexy psychic? No. Why do I take everything sexual?
I love it. Sexy psychic girl. Yeah, inside my brain.
Yes. That's,
Okay.
yeah, she's in your brain always.
I love it. Okay, so Logic comes in and she's like, that was probably one of your children. And I was like, oh yeah, she probably is.
For sure. I have 1 million. Yeah, it could be one of them.
Okay. So I kind of peek my head out and I see no one. And so I'm like, okay, maybe they're playing a game on me. Like maybe it's one of my kids who like rattled my door even though I didn't hear it. And they're like,
guys, watch, mom's going to think it's a spirit.
yeah, like something like how they unlocked it, not sure, but they're not inside. Like it's right next to me. They're not inside. They'd have to be outside, but who knows? So
Wild.
I'm like, okay, whatever. I relock it because I'm like, not today, kids. And I relock it and I go back to my bath, taking a few deep breaths, no big deal. And all of a sudden again, I hear the latch literally pop up, open, and the door slides open. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, that was not a kid.
No, there's no way. Okay, but how did you feel? Did you feel just open for whatever was there? Or did you feel a little bit scared? A little bit?
No,
What the hell? Girl, like I got to get there. I've got to get there one day.
That's not in my realm. Before I was like, not today, kids. Then I was like, not today, spirits.
Exactly. Yes.
I literally looked at it and I was like, nope. I'm just going to leave it unlocked. You can just be there and I'm just going to sit here and read my book.
You're like, can a girl just take a bath in peace? Between the 1 million children and all the million spirits, like Kalina never gets a bath alone.
Ever. That's like a dream land.
Yes. And it's never going to happen. Even if you get an Airbnb to avoid the children, the spirits go with you.
Oh my gosh. It's so true. I was at an Airbnb for graduation. You know that I take all of my yoga teacher training, my YTT students on a trip. Sometimes we go up to Sedona because of the vortexes and it's super amazing.
Yes.
Sometimes we go up to like Flagstaff or Pine Basin. And sometimes we stay in the valley, like Scottsdale. This particular time we stayed in the valley and we were at a house and it was nighttime. We're all hanging out there and we heard like creaking or something in the back room. They all instantly looked at me and I was like, yeah, there was definitely a homicide here. And they were all like, oh,
they're like, I'm going home.
I know. And it was interesting because we didn't know like going there. And I just kind of told them what I was picking up on. I was like, I feel a male. I feel how he passed was drug related, but he didn't live here. And so I kind of broke it down for them. We later Googled it and it was so accurate. Everything was dead on. Yeah. And it's really interesting because I told them they're not here to do harm. It's just like impressioned energy that is left here, residual energy that is left here. His spirit has transitioned, moved on. He's not stuck here. I just feel, see, hear, using more of my psychic abilities, but more than my medium abilities.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wasn't necessarily talking to him. I was just picking up on the energy in the house.
Yeah, and that would be more psychic.
Yeah.
And they can also attach to different items, pieces of furniture. The energy can, like you said, residual energy can still stay there.
Yeah.
And it just hadn't been cleared. Yeah. So it doesn't mean he's there haunting or scaring anyone. Just
and I think
that energy lingers.
Never really scared. I have said it before, but I am more scared of the living than I am of the dead.
But have you ever experienced that dark energy? And so you sent that spirit energy light and sent it on its way, or do you feel like it ever came towards you and attached to you? Because that does happen.
So this is a whole.
We're gonna do that on another episode.
No, I'll do it.
Oh,
I'm ready.
Okay.
You're like, I want to hear. Okay, so when very beginning, when I first started my medium spiritual psychic chakra clearing crazy journey, before I knew what any of it was, I felt like I would have visions or dreams. They were like daydreams is the best way I can explain it. I would be sitting here and then all of a sudden I would feel this energy come toward me. I didn't know it was a spirit then. They would come toward me and it would almost pass through me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this suffocating, dark, horrible energy that just made you feel depleted and almost out of body, like something came at you.
Yeah. Did you ever have it take over your thoughts? Because I have a whole separate story on that where it's straight up, I knew it wasn't me.
Yeah.
The thoughts I had, it
Yes.
was not me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We can talk about that.
Yeah. We can dive in that later.
But what I liken it to is your energy, high vibrational, happy, go lucky, like never, like I'm a positive person by nature. Like I always want to look on the bright side and stuff like that. And so when I felt this energy, it was depressed. It was sad.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liken it to is if somebody has a phone and you take the light on your phone, like the dimmer on your phone, the screen, and you take that light and you dim it all the way down to like darkness. That's almost what I felt. It was like somebody took my light and dimmed it down and I just felt heavy.
Because I do believe they are attracted to that light. And it makes sense because humans on this earthly experience are like that as well. We vibrate high, like how you're saying you're naturally happy by nature. Like I got voted most optimistic. I got Miss Congeniality in the pageants. I never won, but I got congeniality. You know, like, so we do vibrate high.
I believe that.
You know, but I feel like they also can be attracted to that light because humans do. You will have like, you know, guys come over, whoever. And I'm like, that is such a dark energy and feeling. And I don't know what they're going through, but it is heavy. But they're like attracted to our light and our joy and that happiness. You know?
And
it makes sense
Yeah.
that it would be the same with spirit.
Well, so what happened in this particular instance is I felt it several times without even knowing. And then I had to make a decision. And I remember consciously thinking about this and thinking, I can either confront it or I can live in fear my whole life.
Yeah.
And I promised myself before I started high school that I would never let fear dictate or run my life, ever. So like in high school, I did every club and like
anything that made you fearful or nervous. You're like, that's what I'm going for.
Yes. Because I didn't want to live life out of fear.
Yeah.
And so when this happened, it was very natural for me to recognize, oh my gosh, I feel so much fear from it that I'm like, no, I can't let that control me.
And it can rule your life.
Yeah.
So, okay. Here, I'm like, not interesting. You're not going to be surprised. We didn't know we were going to talk about this today. We didn't discuss this prior.
Yeah. No. It just comes.
It flows, right? We just flow.
We talk all day.
Today and yesterday, I was actually thinking about this, pondering, wrote down some notes. You know, I love my notes. And then I also read some things online because I was like, what is this? Because Kalina and I have talked about this and maybe we'll go further in depth on this on another episode. But I had mentioned before, since I was little, I would see a lot of the dark. And now that I'm older and I'm working on this, I'm wondering how much was dark. Some of it definitely was, but some of it, I don't think it was. I think it was scary for me to see a spirit right in front of me. And I translated it as dark, as scary. Right. And because I was just a kid. And so I wrote down some things here and okay, so here's what I got. Negative entities also frequently target those with a spiritual calling to help others. They sow doubt, incite discord, and even inflict physical or psychological harm. And so I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. You and I both, so many people would love to help heal others, right? Like we all have good hearts. We all want to help other people. I feel like when you're really going down that path and that is your goal to really help people heal in whatever way, however that looks for you, healing can happen in so many different ways. It's almost like that darker feeling is going to come at you. You know, like we're not having this because they're not healed. To me, that's that trauma. That's that depression. That's that dark spirit.
Well, so it's like a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had said it before, but we have an aura. Our auric field touches other people's. And if yours is bright and high and really vibrating like so fast, other people have a harder time bringing it down. right? But so if I'm around you and yours is like a little bit denser and I'm around you, I'm just going to whisk by you and hopefully you pick up some of mine, but I might pick up some of your low negative vibrational energy. We talk about those people as though they are psychic vampires, meaning they just
suck the energy out of the room.
They like literally attach it to you. And I feel like that is the same on the other side. Yeah. There are mischievous, I like to call them, because I don't believe any spirit is bad. Yeah. I say there are mischievous. And that's because I don't invite bad or horrible or anything like that into my realm. What happened in this instance is I rejected the idea that I was fearful. The second you reject it, you stop feeding that negative energy.
I completely agree, because fear, anxiety is such a low vibration. It's just so dense and heavy.
Yeah. And so when they attach to it, just like that aura.
It's almost like you created this open portal. The second you feed that feeling and you say, oh yeah, I'm so scared. It's like they know it, they feel it, they hear it. And it's boom, I'm attaching to that now. I'm attaching to that energy of fear and anxiety.
Because they have a way in. That's the vibration that they're at. Totally. So they have a way to match that vibration. So you might be psychic medium and vibrating here at this low vibrational frequency. And then they come in and they're like, ooh, I like this dense energy. Yeah. I am a spirit, but not all spirits are high. So really, what is it and who is it that you want to invite? For me, I only accept energy that is love and light. Now, that being said, my husband is a homicide detective. And he brings home a lot of dark and dense stuff. He brings home a lot of stuff.
It's his job. Yeah.
But I would like to believe that there is a healing process on the other side where they get a life review. They look at their stuff and they say, this is what I could have done differently. This is what I would have. And so even the people that come through that might have been murdered or that might have suffered from suicidal tendencies or whatever it is, I would like to believe that anybody that comes to me because they are vibrating high enough that it is not mischievous dark energy.
Yeah, I agree. And then to what you said earlier, my feeling, and I would love to know what you think about this, is that also I think that dark, however you want to call it, dark spirit, entity, energy, whatever that is, that darkness, I feel like no one comes to this earth with that darkness. Everyone has this bright, beautiful soul from the beginning. Like we said, children, babies, they vibrate so high. But I think because of our choices, lifestyle, traumas, things that happen, your experiences on this earth, conditioning, I think that can almost in a way alter your spirit.
Yeah.
And so you pass and that spirit is stayed the same. I don't think it's a completely different spirit when you die. How you were on this earth, I think is very similar.
It's part of your process of spiritually evolving. And there is that debate, nature versus nurture, like how you process things and who you become on this physical realm. But recognizing I am a spiritual being in a physical body and not attaching to this physical life is such a hard thing to comprehend and understand. I know as yoga teachers who try to understand the philosophy of life, it's a really vast world of doing the internal work, working through your own trauma and stuff to help you get to a place where you can see and know and feel and hear and more.
Yeah. And you have to remind yourself, I am a soul having an earthly experience. I am not my thoughts. I am not my body.
I think that's very difficult.
It's so difficult.
We like to cling. As humans, we cling.
And we've talked about my goal this whole year is non-attachment, like just not attaching, know, and
we could do a whole podcast on non-attachment because I think women, men too, but specifically women and a lot of moms feel like non-attachment means not love. And that is not what it means.
That's not what it is at all.
Yeah. And so we'll talk about that at some point throughout. But yeah, all of that is so fascinating. I try not to live out of fear ever. And so if you are experiencing any hesitation to diving into the spiritual realm or into your gifts that you naturally have, or if you want to hone gifts, but you're not sure if you're ready because you have fear behind that, then we invite you to move forward with love in your heart instead of fear, meaning fear can really hold you back. And if you move forward from a good place with love and kindness and just curiousness, then that is what you will receive back. If you have hesitation or fear in your heart, then that's okay.
Because we're also trying to help, and we also work on, but we also want to help everyone learn how to open up. You're opening to receive, opening up your chakras, tapping into the clairs. And when you do that, you can also open yourself up for that darker, dense energy. So learning how to find that balance, how to stay open, but also stay protected. There's so many amazing things you can do to help you hone in, but also feel protected and safe in that space.
And last week we did an episode on protection, and it was like short and sweet, like
Yes.
an overview. But really, we'll have a part 2 coming at you soon in the next few episodes on like, if you really are ready, like how can you really prepare yourself and protect? But
maybe it's like some things that we do. We can give some suggestions, and I'll also offer other things that are out there that other psychic mediums have done. We're going to suggest some things that work for us to protect yourself. And also there's so many other things that you can do, but it's up to you to tap into what works for you. What Kalina does might be different than what I do. I feel like they're pretty similar, but a little different. We might word things differently in how we come into like our meditation or our prayer, however you want to call that.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing that I am asked is how to protect yourself. And people want physical ways to protect. They want objects. And we gave you those last time, black crystals, and they want all of the essential oils and like the stuff that will make
things to put on their altar.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you're being spiritually attacked, or when you have a spirit with a dense energy coming in, or when you have a psychic vampire, your sister-in-law or your mother or your brother or whoever attaches to you and wears your energy down, that is not physical. That is a mental, emotional, psychological, energetic attachment, which means to only rely on the physical would be to disarm yourself greatly. You have to mentally, emotionally, psychologically protect yourself
and set boundaries.
Yes. And so that's why I love psychology is because it's part of like, yes, you need to set boundaries. You can carry around a black crystal, but you can hold that black crystal until your hand is bleeding, and that's not going to help if you don't verbalize your boundaries.
You can rub that sucker all day in your pocket, and they're still going to suck the life out of you because you have not set that boundary with them.
Yes. And so it is an emotional attachment. And so understanding that you are in control, you get to choose who drains your energy and who doesn't. Meaning you get to decide, not today, children and spirits.
Not today. And you get to step into your power and sit in that power.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's a choice.
It is a choice. What helped me a lot to step into that and sit in that power was meditation. To me, that's my space.
That's another episode.
That's another episode. Meditation,
breath
and prayer.
work.
But there's so much yoga.
Vagus nerve stimulation. We love the vagus nerve.
We do love that. Reiki. There's so many
energy
things,
healing.
you guys.
We'll go through each chakra. Like we have so much planned. We could literally do this all day, every day.
We love it.
So go ahead and like and subscribe so we can do this all day,
every day. And so that we can take it to the bars and start reading people.
Yes.
You guys, 100,000.
100,000
Yes,
likes.
subscribe.
We will take it to the bars, read people live for you.
Come with us. We're going to take you with us. We might do some live. I don't know.
We might meet some people.
Yep.
I mean, we definitely will.
Well, I mean, we might be dancing on the bars, what she meant to say. We don't know.
Yeah, we probably.
We will see a little, what is that? Coyote
Ugly. Oh,
Coyote
yes,
Ugly.
I love that movie.
We might have a Coyote Ugly moment.
Why fucking not? We don't live out of fear.
No.
Yeah.
I'm so here for it. So everyone like and subscribe so you can come with us and party.
Yes. Love it. Okay, so what are we talking about today, Case?
Let's focus. Today we're talking about the clairs. There are 8 clairs.
Yeah.
4 that are more common. Major, yes. And so we'll be talking more about the 4 major clairs today.
Yep.
But there are 8, so should we go through all 8?
Yeah, let's
quickly
do the 4 major and 4 minor.
Okay, so the 4 major, we have clairvoyance.
Yes.
Clairsentience.
Yep.
Claircognizance. Clairaudience.
Yeah.
And the 4 minor.
Yep.
Clairgustance. Clairscent. Clairtangency. Clairempathy.
Yes.
And we're going to break them down now.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yes.
So every psychic, so this is all psychic stuff, not necessarily medium. That doesn't mean you can't dive deeper into this, meaning one of your clairs takes you to the world of mediumship. But the clairs mean what?
Clair means clear.
Yeah, so clear is being completely knowing or understanding or feeling or seeing of something that is not on this physical realm.
I love that. So when we say Clair, it's Clair. I love that Clair means clear, because with all these different clairs coming through, it's hard to be clear with each of them. Like,
do you feel like any one is completely clear? Or do you think it's sometimes fuzzy?
Well, I mean, it depends on how many drinks we've had.
Really? Because the more I have, the more clear I am.
Yes, right. Okay. The more drinks Kalina has, she just like channels, opens up to everything. And the more I have, I'm like, who wants to dance? I'm like not reading anything.
I'm like, and you get a reading, and you get a reading, and I'm like, I'm
ready.
Oprah over here.
You totally are. And I'm ready to just party and dance and play. And I mean, I don't know though. Maybe we'll see what happens now that I've been doing more work, and more, not even just work isn't the right word.
Work now, sounds hard.
And it is hard.
And ugly. Like, who wants to work?
Who wants to work over having a drink and just chill?
No, ever.
All right.
If it's not fun, don't do it. Bottom line.
Yes, it does. It doesn't sound fun. Again, I will say not work. Now that I have opened up, are coming out. Now that coming out. Now that I have said I'm a psychic medium, I wonder if it won't matter if I drink or not. Because lately, you guys, so much has been coming up for me. And I really think it's because I'm finally saying it out loud.
Yes.
Right? There's power in our words.
And you're acknowledging and you're inviting and you're okay with it. And the fear isn't holding you back and you're shining. And what I liken it to is literally you're standing in a shadow and you're like ready to jump onto stage and you like peek a toe out first and you're like, the toe isn't
Show
right.
a little leg.
Yeah. Dance a little dance.
Yeah.
Get down
Shimmy
tonight.
a little booby.
Yeah. So it's really like being comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
You are like inviting it in. And every day of my life, I feel like in the morning I wake up and I'm in the shadows and I have to consciously step on to the stage, be in the light. And
step into that power.
Yes. And it's like literally every day at my house, I sit there and I meditate in the morning. It's so important for this work. And I meditate every morning and I consciously say, I am ready. I am ready. I am not going to hide today. I am here for it.
And you choose. It's a choice. You're choosing to step into
but
that.
you could choose to step out of it too on some days.
Yeah, if it's too much.
Unless you're sitting in the bathtub and they open your lock and you're just like...
You're like, guys, I was stepping out today, but you all are coming in. So you're not listening to my boundary.
Yeah. No,
I mean, there are days like that, you guys. You know, we understand. We've both been there. I've been there many times. I'm like, this just feels like too much. And so you take a step back and then maybe try again the next day.
Yeah.
Meditate and say, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready to go again.
Some days are great. I feel like I have a season of my life. This is the season.
Oh, I love that. This is your era.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I turned 40.
Oh, we're going to party.
I know. I'm so excited. I told my daughter today, I was like, well, now that I'm in my 40s, she's like, wait.
She says it plural. 40s.
I'm like,
she's
now
like,
that
Mom.
I'm in my 40s, I've been around the sun a few times. I
I'm
feel like
wise now, you guys.
And she's like, no, you're still 39. And so you can't actually say that. So now that I'm in my 40s, I can say that. And she's like, you can't say that. You're still 39. I'm like, I'm practically in my 40s.
Kalina's still a baby. Okay, I'm 42. So
Okay, you're 2 years old.
I can say 40s. It's fine.
That's amazing. Well, so it's so funny because I feel like the more I step into my power, the more it comes. And so like you were saying, you're ready to embrace it. And so it will show itself to you.
It's amazing, you guys. So I didn't mean to cut you off. It's such a good feeling. It's because I've been on that other side. We both have. I just want to encourage you to trust yourself. Trust your intuition, your inner knowing, your inner wisdom, because you all have it. We all have these different abilities. They're just going to look different for everyone, and that's okay.
Yeah, and not being fearful of it. I think fear
It's
holds
huge.
so many people back, which is why we're consistently talking about how to protect yourself and how not to be fearful and how to move past that and accept love into your life, because love is the answer.
Love
no matter
is
what the question is.
Oh, amen. I love that. And love is the highest vibration. It's so beautiful. Love, just the word, the feeling of love, it's so full of light.
We sound so cheesy. Let's drink to that.
I love, we're preaching. We're taking them to church.
This is your church. This is my church. Wednesday night church, youth group. Wait, we're not youth. What is this?
I mean, not single adult because we're married. Psychic medium church where you have margaritas and you channel spirits.
Amen.
I mean, that's really feeling the spirit. Right?
That's beautiful. You're the best. Okay. So if you're not sure which Clair you have, there is a very simple way to break it down to kind of give you an idea which Clair might resonate more with you. And I like to do the example of when you go to the movies. So there are 4 major Clairs, and they are
Clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairaudience.
correct.
Right?
So when you go to the movie, you're sitting through the movie. Are you the type of person who knows what is going to happen at the end?
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm the worst to watch movies with.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're the same way.
So that would be claircognizant, just a knowing. You just
knowing.
know
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen.
Yep.
You might be more in tune with your claircognizant, clear knowing. I know.
I know is claircognizance.
Yeah. So if you sit through a movie and you feel the emotions of the actors and actresses, if you weep a lot in movies, if you get
almost
really
like
excited,
feel the character's emotions.
yeah,
You
or
can-
like the
there's
action,
the
or you
anguish,
feel
the-
that's
Mhm.
clairsentient.
I feel is clairsentient.
Yeah, I feel. So it's really interesting because if you are clairsentient, you might pick up on the feelings of others or feelings of yourself, or you might even be clairempathic.
Clear empathy. Sense the energy in the room or the person you're with. You can feel the energy.
Yeah, so that's a good way to know. And then the other one is, do you really notice the audio in the movie?
Yeah,
so
the soundtrack, music.
Yeah, if you hear it and it affects you, you feel it, you just love it.
It's like the music, the background music, or if they're singing and it almost speaks to your soul.
Yes.
You feel it on a deeper level. That's what you hear. That's your clairaudience.
Yes. So you might be more clairaudient in that way. And then the last one is clairvoyance. If you really appreciate the backdrops, the imagery, the clothing, just the way everything is played out for you, if you really love watching it, then you are clairvoyant.
Yeah,
so that's I see.
Clairvoyance is I see. Yeah.
So that's a good indication of which Clair might resonate more with you.
Watch a movie, guys. Find out what Clair you resonate with.
Yeah.
Watch a movie and drink a margarita.
Cheers to that.
Cheers. Guys, thanks for hanging with us. This has been so fun.
It has been so
Yeah.
fun. Do we want to do our question of the week?
Oh, what do you got? Do you have a question?
I do have a question.
Ask the psychics.
Ask the psychic.
We need a little music there, some song or dance or something with that.
Okay,
do
so
it.
I have a question today from, let me pull it up in my email. Dear Kalina and Kaci, when I was 10 years old, my mom had left us and we didn't really know where she was. This really saddened me. But then an angel came to the foot of my bed when I was sleeping. The angel kept telling me everything was going to be okay. The angel looked as if it was a white glowing light. Do you think it was an actual angel? I have not encountered another angel since. Do you think I can call upon an angel whenever I want? Do you think I somehow closed off a door but can open it? Another incident that also happened around the same year, but this time my mom had come back and we were spending a night at my uncle's house, and a clown was in the closet, and it turned its head and looked at me.
Oh dear, we've all had a clown story or a scary doll.
What do you think that was all about? I didn't watch a scary movie that night, nor did I ever see Poltergeist at the time we were not allowed. I grew up very religious, so we had nothing to do with Halloween or anything that was supposedly with the devil.
I can relate to that.
Any insight would be great. Thank you. Tina.
That is such a great question. Okay, so for the first part where she saw that angel after her mom had left, my feeling is I kind of wonder if it could have been an ancestor. Say it was like the grandma of that mother or great grandma. And I believe in the power of prayer and meditation. So we don't know what was going on with her mom. Me as a mother, I have so much empathy for that. There have been times that I'm like, I am leaving you, children. You know, it's hard. And so we don't know what if her mom was praying, please, or meditating or thinking, sending energy, however you want to look at that. Please send some type of protection and love and peace around my children because I can't give them what they need right now. And in comes the angels, in comes grandma, great grandma. You know, that's kind of was my feeling. But I do believe that was an answer to her thoughts, her feelings, her prayers, whatever it was. She needed that, you know?
I agree. I feel like our angels, our ancestors, our guardians, our guides are always with us, always.
Yes. Yeah.
And I had talked about it a little bit before, but our angels or our guides are always with us. And it's a matter of if you can tap into that or not. And most people don't know how because they're so stuck in everyday world that they just move about the motions, waking up, going to work, taking care of the kids, making dinner and going to sleep, doing it the next day, that you never actually stop to think, hey, I have people on the other side that can help me.
Because you're so in this physical experience, this earthly experience can be so overwhelming.
So when you have a deep loss or deep sadness, she did not know where her mom was. She had questions unanswered. It is only natural that the other side would want to provide her comfort.
Yeah, come in for support and love and
like
help.
I said before, the other side is always with you. They never leave and they're always wanting to help you. It's just, are you ready to open and receive that?
Yeah. And I almost wonder if her seeing the clown, which that is scary for a child, the clown turning its head. Oh, I would have been terrified.
Yeah.
But I almost wonder though, what if that was the same spirit, the same beautiful bright light she saw, but for some reason that was the object that they could tap into in that moment to get her to see like, hey, I'm here. Maybe they didn't choose the best object.
I could say that, or maybe in their mind that would make the child happy and positive and excited.
Or did they take him to the circus one time when they were little and that was grandma coming in?
We could do this all day.
We could. We'll analyze all of it. But the point is, I do think that yes, there was someone there protecting you, loving you, supporting you on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. With both of those.
And can they tap into it again? If they shut it, can they open it? Can they call in their angels?
I do. I believe so.
I believe
because
so too.
I think we all have that ability.
One of the greatest techniques that I love to encourage my students to do is in that twilight between awake and asleep at night when you're falling asleep, you're like neither here nor there. It's like you're on the verge of being asleep, but you're not quite there.
Yeah.
That is when you ask, if you are near me, please come to me in my sleep. Please tell me, please help me feel, see, know, experience. Anything.
Communicate in my dreams.
Yeah. And they will. They're so eager, but it's our stinking brain that gets in the way all the time.
Freaking logical mind. It's always in the way. Yeah, that was a great question.
That was such a good question.
Yeah.
Tina.
Thank you, Tina. We love you. Keep them coming, you guys.
Yes. We lots of questions anytime.
We appreciate it. We love you guys.
All right. This is
Kaci Carlson
and Kalina Converse.
And we are Medium Mixology.
We will see you next week.
Have a good night, you guys.
Good night.